is Kyla Engel. I'm a freshman from South Central High School. My speech is Food for Thought, Agriculture Education for All. American farmers do their jobs very well. The United States produces some of the safest, most wholesome foods in the world. Maybe that's why our citizens don't know, understand, or want to learn about the work and preparation that goes into producing the products that they consume. People take for granted that their food will always be there. Did you know that 7% of adults in America believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows? That means that 16 billion people don't know that chocolate milk isn't chocolate until the food additives are put into it. People have no idea where their food, clothing, or other products come from. This could be a result of people living in urban areas and not being connected to farm life. Agriculture needs to be connected with their communities. There needs to be more agriculture in schools. If those people were educated, that percent would probably drop to almost none. 48% of Americans say that they never or rarely seek information on where their food is coming from or how it is being produced. This shows that people aren't concerned about where their food is coming from. They aren't concerned about what is being put into their foods. This is another reason that agriculture needs to be involved in its communities. People need to be concerned about where their food is coming from. It can be from anywhere, absolutely anywhere. Most big brands that people buy their foods from, like Tyson, Hormel, Land O'Lakes, Dole, and many others, have their own websites. If you go to the websites, you can find out what's being added into your food and where it's being produced, and many other details about it. People can find out more about their food in less than 5 minutes, and they don't take the time to do that. Schools need to do a better job of teaching students the risks of eating food that they don't know its origin. Before buying your food, you need to know what's in it. You could be allergic to the spices, proteins, fats, or certain meats that are in your food. That's why people need to be concerned about where their food is coming from. The Washington Post said that in California, 40% of 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students didn't know that a hamburger came from a cow. When I was in 5th grade, someone came to our classroom about 2 to 3 times a year in our normal classroom to speak to us on agriculture facts, and I think it really helps. Growing up on a farm, I knew animals were raised for meat consumption and field crops were part of our diet. I'm now a freshman in high school, and I understand that it is important for people to learn about agriculture. Some students didn't have access to that, and I did not understand that then. Growing up on a farm, people didn't know where a hamburger came from. I would have thought you were crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. There needs to be more agriculture education for individuals of all ages. And as the people grew older, their education could grow. They could learn more. They could expand their education in agriculture. That would bring down the number of people who didn't know where a hamburger came from. According to the National Gardening Association, 35% of people in the United States either grow food at home or in a community garden. Over the years, more and more people stopped growing their own food and started buying it all from stores. Being able to grow your own food and preserve it is important, gratifying, and it doesn't have to be a challenge. If you live in a city and have limited amount of space, you could look into a tower garden. Tower gardens are aeroponics. That means that it's the process of growing plants in an air or mist environment without using soil. Tower gardens allow the growing of plants using only nutrients and water. If you don't have adequate daylight, the tower garden has LED grow lights, and it waters itself. The grow lights mean that it doesn't need to be in a large window or directly in sunlight. Watering itself is even less of a time commitment. There are other options like this. This is just one that I personally am familiar with and know about. More people need to learn to grow their own foods. This is also a great way to learn more about agriculture and the plants that they're growing. Orange juice is made from oranges. I hope we all know that. Many people, though, they believe that orange juice is actually the fruit itself. In fact, so many people believe that orange juice is actually a fruit that it is the nation's most popular fruit. How ridiculous. Most orange juice in stores are packed with preservatives and additives, so you don't even get the pure fruit juice that you're looking for. Just because it says orange juice doesn't mean that it is pure fruit juice. Part of the education that should be offered in schools should be how to read labels on products and learn more about how much nutritional value that they have. If children learn this at a young age, they would not only know it for their own futures, but they could go home and tell their parents or a different adult about it. I think that states should make it mandatory to take at least 1 year of agriculture in high school. One reason most students don't consider taking an agriculture class is because counselors don't actually really push it or encourage it. Agriculture class would give students a chance to find out what agriculture is. Maybe some students do want to take agriculture class, but they're a little nervous or they aren't sure. This would be a great way to get people interested. It teaches students the basic skills of life, like how to grow our own food, social skills, respect, responsibility, and so many other important skills that we use in our everyday life. In summary, current studies are showing that the younger generations know less and less about agriculture. Truly, there are many reasons why this is happening. One of the biggest ones is that young people are moving to urban areas for higher paying jobs, leaving the farm behind. Living in an urban area might limit them to growing only certain crops, but sadly, most don't grow anything at all. Instead, they buy it all from the store. And what they don't realize is that if younger generations keep shunning agriculture, there won't be enough food for us all. There won't be enough material to make our clothing. Necessities that we need might not all be there one day. And that's why we need to learn to grow our own foods. So how do we learn to do that? Are we taught in schools? No. We should be, but we aren't. That's why we need more agriculture classes. In any agriculture class that you take, you could ask your advisor or your teacher about different foods you can grow in the different environments that they grow in. You can ask your agriculture teacher anything about this, and I'm sure they would answer you. Either that or they would help you research it. I believe that agriculture classes can prepare us for a secure future. Thank you.